They come in all shapes and sizes. They perform tasks that humans don't want to do themselves. And they have even proven to be better at it than us. They do their chores and jobs ever agreeable, ever even-tempered, and highly professional. Lovable and intelligent, uncanny and human-like, robots have gradually integrated into our lives. And now the question arises, will they one day replace us? Will our human abilities be rendered useless? Japan and its incredible robots have the answer. Robots, they are simultaneously both science and fiction. We are on the verge of an era where robotic devices become a ubiquitous part of our lives, and machines are given abilities to perform tasks in the physical world on our behalf. Leading the world in robotics and artificial intelligence research is Japan, a country known for its love for robots. In this futuristic city, robots have overtaken humans. They have become receptionists and guides, allowing companies to save costs and resources.
Lunchtime, let's go have a meal.
Osaka, the robot city of Japan. The city is known for its long-running history in robotics and currently houses hundreds of companies working on robots. As the robot capital of the world, Osaka has emerged as a leading maker of next-generation robots, ones that can act independently to perform complex tasks in various different areas. Robotics is an industry based on groundbreaking technologies. When we open up a robot, we see mostly the big bits. There is the frame, which makes the robot structure. Then the mechanics, which include electric motors to make fine muscles and servos and actuators to make the joints move. The electronics of a robot corresponds to the biological nervous system. The microcontroller, this is the actual brain of the robot. It's the device the scientists program to control all the other systems. The control center collects all of the sensory data, organizes it, records it, and then sends out commands in response. And this is the hardest aspect of robotics: artificial intelligence. But what if robots become too intelligent? Could they one day replace us? The country's love for robots is depicted in the early records of Japanese history. And even as changes and developments occurred within the country, their fascination with humanoid machines grew stronger. The karakuri, meaning trick or mechanism, are wooden clockwork puppets renowned for their elaborate costumes and stage tricks. And the most famous karakuri doll is undisputably the Chahakobi Ningyo, or tea-serving doll. Hailed as the robot from the Edo period, the wind-up doll is able to travel a preset distance from its host to the guest and perform the quintessential act of Japanese hospitality, serving green tea. The dolls were a precursor to Japan's industrialization in the 19th century and the birth of humanoid robots in the next. Made from 7 kinds of wood and powered by wheels and spring coils, these intricate dolls can write calligraphy and even shoot arrows. These dolls represent the oldest manuscript of mechanical engineering in Japan and helped pave the way for modern-day robotics technology. The Osaka Science Museum is home to Japan's first modern robot, a direct descendant of the medieval karakuri doll. Built in 1928, Gaku Tensoku was created to awe and entertain. But rather than a robot doll, he's more of a robot Buddha. The golden robot moves slowly, stuns visitors as he moves its eyes, smiles, contemplates, and then writes Chinese calligraphy.
1928年ですとまだコンピューターがありませんでした。で、圧縮空気で楽天則をいろいろ動かすのに、西村さんは、オルゴールのドラムのようなものを使ったんですね。
Gaku Tensoku is motorized by compressed air and airflow pressure. Air pressure regulators power the rubber tubes inside the robot's arms and torso to facilitate his movements. Air pressure is also used to make its chest rise and fall, making it look as if the robot is breathing. Ironically, for all its intricacy, Gaku Tensoku was not built by an engineer, clockmaker or roboticist, but by a biologist turned newspaper man, Makoto Nishimura. He propagated the idea that robots should be the ideal humans. Nobody knew back then that this human-like robot would actually mark the beginning of a nation's obsession and love for machines. In order to understand why Japan is the robotic powerhouse it is today, we must understand how the country's love for these machines came about. Robots have been in Japanese culture for hundreds of years, and its people have accepted robots as part and parcel of their lifestyle. The most famous comic superhero in Japan is the Mighty Atom, also known as Astro Boy. Astro Boy is as iconic to Japan as Mickey Mouse is to the United States. Created by the manga artist Osamu Tezuka, the Mighty Atom is a story of love, sacrifice, and benevolent technology. The robot boy eventually becomes a hero who fights against evil for the better of mankind. The immense success of the Mighty Atom only amplified the Japanese love for robots. The brave and kind-hearted robot boy won his way into the hearts of millions and has since become an icon of benevolent technology.
Many Japanese researchers so much affected by the Astro Boy. When I was very young, I saw the cartoon. We like to build, we like to realize this robot.
To the Japanese, Astro Boy is fundamentally different from other robots because he has a human soul. He is a moral agent who has a strong sense of justice. Next up, Japanese robotics advances by leaps and bounds. Artificial intelligence turns out to be too good to be true, and robots become man's best friends. With further research and development of new technologies, the Japanese robots can now carry out everyday activities, such as performing various complex stunts, keeping geeks entertained, and providing companionship to the lonely. With the vision of building robots that would benefit humans and create joy, Sestek Akazawa created a desktop hobby robot toy named Plen. Plen, which is derived from the English word plain, is highly adored for its simple and sleek design. This 230mm tall hobby robot only weighs a dainty 700 grams. A true marvel of modern engineering, Plen is made up of the highest grade of servo motors, a powerful onboard microprocessor, and precision machine parts. Plen is extremely versatile. Built with 18 joints, which give it 18 degrees of movement freedom, it's able to move forward and backward, turn 180 degrees around, lift its arms and legs to breakdance, and even skateboard. With more than 20 pre-installed motions, Plen can easily be controlled by Bluetooth devices, such as a mobile phone, making it accessible and user-friendly.
そのホビーロボットも、できるだけ、親しみやすくて、扱いやすい机の上で楽しめるようなロボットがいいだろう。
What is the magic behind Plen? The microcontroller unit inside the robot sends and collects information for the robot, enabling it to be controlled by several devices. It also allows the robot to process and perform instructions given to it. Plen can easily be programmed to perform many tricks, especially under the hands of an expert programmer. Using the motion editor software, Plen's movements can be created simply by adjusting slide bars that represent the movement of each joint. Japan is now at the forefront of creating the world's most user-friendly robots. The aim is to turn machines into man's best friends, thus allowing robots to be integrated into every aspect of human lives. As Asia's most high-tech society, Japan is home to 70% of the world's robots. No other population in the world enjoys creating products and robots as much as the Japanese. Robots have become more than just companions. They are also physical mechanisms that can be built, tinkered with, customized, and then enjoyed. This has fueled a do-it-yourself boom amongst Japanese hobbyists of all ages. But what is it that makes Osaka the center of robotics in Japan?
一つは大阪の周辺に非常に有力な大学や研究機関があって、そこの中でロボットにどうしても必要となるような優れた研究が行われています。例えば人工知能であるとかコミュニケーションとかセンシングとかですね、そういったような研究非常に盛んです。これが一つの理由です。
At Osaka University, a scientist has created the most human-looking robot yet, a female android named Repli Q1 Expo. She has flexible silicon for skin rather than hard plastic, and a number of sensors and motors to allow her to turn and react in a human-like manner. She can flutter her eyelids and move her hands like a human. Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro of Osaka University says one day robots could fool us into believing they are human. He is known as the scientist who's propelling Japan towards the technological height of robotics and is one of the pioneers in creating robots with artificial intelligence.
So far we have developed the various industrial robots, but as a research we need to develop a new area. Especially in Japan, it's very important to develop new applications for supporting our daily life. Therefore, I started the project for interactive robots.
Repli Q1 Expo was modelled after famous NHK TV newscaster Ayako Fuji. Professor Ishiguro believes that only very human-like robots can elicit natural responses in humans and thus integrate in human society. In Professor Ishiguro's language, the technology is known as android science. In order to create a machine that can mimic the human brain, it must not only be able to process information at the speed of the human brain, it must also have cognitive functions such as visual recognition, navigation, and the ability to learn. Just what is cognitive science? Cognitive science is the multidisciplinary study of mind and behavior. Artificial intelligence, or AI, involves the study of cognitive phenomena in machines. One of the practical goals of AI is to implement aspects of human intelligence in computers. To make Repli Q1 Expo as human-like as possible, Professor Ishiguro equipped it with 42 small, quiet, air servo actuators. Using compressed air, these actuators allow precise control over motion and can give between 130 and 180 degrees of mobility. Tactile sensors, also embedded under the skin, are connected to sensors in the environment. The Actroid is surrounded by floor sensors that will sense movement and transmit signals to the control system. Using these sensory inputs, the autonomous program installed in the Actroid can make smooth, natural interactions with people around it. Microphones are used to pick up speech for processing as well. The interactive Actroid can communicate on a rudimentary level with humans by speaking.
Hello, my name is Yu Ando. I'm really thrilled you can join me on One Step Beyond. Enjoy!
Before Repli Q1 Expo, Professor Ishiguro developed an Actroid modelled after his own daughter. However, the female android was jerky and unnatural.
My first Android was my daughter's copy, but I couldn't install enough number of actuators for the small body. Therefore, it looks very human-like, but the movement was very jerky and, it looks like a zombie.
As a follow-up to Repli Q1, the professor created Repli Q1 Expo. However, he soon realized that there was a bottleneck issue. Repli Q1 Expo still couldn't carry out long-term conversations with humans. Advanced artificial intelligence had yet to be achieved. Undeterred, Professor Ishiguro set out to find a solution to this shortfall. But what would that solution be? Up next, in a surprising move, Professor Ishiguro shocked the world further when he revealed that he had successfully made a robot clone of a famous man. Who is the secret man? Now that Professor Ishiguro has successfully created the world's most human-like android, his next mission is to create a robot that can hold a long-term conversation with humans. At the ATR Intelligent Robotics and Communication Laboratories, Professor Ishiguro, the leader in humanoid science, holds weekly meetings with his students. He aims to nurture a new generation of robotic scientists to carry on his vision of creating robots that are as close as possible to human beings. To top his previous android developments, the quirky professor decided to base his next project on none other than himself. The result was Geminoid HI-1, an android modelled after the robotics expert. Wearing the same clothes and sporting the same hairstyle, Geminoid has successfully fooled many of Professor Ishiguro's colleagues and students.
The third reason is, if I make my copy, I don't need to go the foreign countries business travel anymore. If I use this robot.
This system extends the applicable field of android science and enables Geminoid to have an intelligent conversation with its human counterparts. The science of Geminoid consists of three elements. First, Geminoid's robotic structure has been made to resemble the minute details of its creator. Silicon skin was molded from a cast taken from Professor Ishiguro. Shape adjustments and manually painted skin textures were based on MRI scans and photographs. Next, for the teleoperation interface system, Professor Ishiguro's lip corners are measured by an infrared motion capturing system in real time, converted to motion commands and sent to the Geminoid server by the network. This enables the robot to imitate precise human movements. Professor Ishiguro uses microphones and a headphone to capture and transmit sounds. The captured sounds are encoded and transmitted to the Geminoid server via Internet IP link. This technology opens up a whole new area of scientific possibilities. Is artificial intelligence closer than we realize?
Artificial intelligence is a little bit different, and even if we build the human-like appearance and behaviors, computer is quite different from human brains, and it's a very hard problem, right? So I think we cannot develop perfect artificial intelligence.
Professor Ishiguro is not about to stop pushing forward. Since the success of Geminoid, his team at Osaka University has come up with a new humanoid, CB Square. CB Square is a child robot created to coexist with humans. To achieve this goal, the robot must be able to maintain long-term interactions and relationships with humans. The researchers at Osaka University are hoping to use CB Square as a new research platform for human-robot communication and development. The 130 centimeter tall, 33 kilogram CB Square has an appearance similar to a child-sized boy. It was designed this way to establish natural interaction with humans. Embedded in CB Square's small body are 56 flexible pneumatic actuators that generate human-like motions. These air actuators allow the robot to perform whole-body, flexible movements. Next, to make the interaction more natural and safe, the robot's body is covered entirely by soft, silicon skin. Sensory organs are also needed to achieve greater interaction with its human caregiver. CB Square's sense of touch is realized by 197 tactile sensors embedded beneath the skin. These sensors allow the robot to react to humans when it's touched. CB Square's vision comes from cameras mounted in his eyeballs. The omnidirectional cameras help the robot to determine its position and orientation by analyzing the images it captures. The sense of hearing is simulated by microphones mounted externally above the head. The technology enables CB Square to spontaneously respond to the sounds generated by its human caregiver.
I believe that Japan will be the first nation that accept the robot in our society. People should accept the robot in our daily life.
And the one robotics event whose fame extends well beyond Japan's shore is the Robo Cup. Robo Cup's yearly competition event attracts teams from 32 countries. Competitors from the United States to Singapore come to pit their soccer-playing robots against each other. This is Team Osaka's soccer-playing Vision 4G robot. It's 45 centimeters tall and weighs a little bit more than 3 kilograms. Its 40 megahertz CPU-controlled body has 23 degrees of freedom, allowing it to stand up from a prone position. A head camera plus object detection algorithms based on color differences allow it to locate and approach the ball before lining itself up for a kick. Its successor, Vision Vigos, is slightly bigger and heavier, but comes with 8 times the processing power and 4 times the camera resolution. Vision Vigos can walk over uneven terrain and has goalkeeping skills to match its fancy footwork. Vision Vigos can dive to the left or right to stop balls like a human player. In the one-on-one humanoid competition, Vision Vigos dominates the game like a pint-sized Cristiano Ronaldo. Robot Vision 4G's secret weapon is the omnidirectional camera installed in its eyes. The robot comes with image sensors that provide it with 360-degree field of vision and allows it to detect the soccer ball swiftly. Due to a change of rules for RoboCup 2008, Vision 4G's successor Vigos uses a fisheye lens instead of the panoramic sensor. This greatly reduces the robot's field of vision. The limitation, however, didn't limit Vigos' capability. He won the Best Humanoid Award in the 2008 competition. To the Japanese, robots are both science and fiction. They are the brave warriors that protected them during their childhood, and beloved domestic companions waiting patiently on them at home. It is this supportive culture that views robots as benevolent technology and visionary attitude that has pushed Japanese robotics from fantasy to reality. They come in all shapes and sizes. They perform tasks that humans don't want to do themselves. And they have even proven to be better at it than us. They do their chores and jobs ever agreeable, ever even-tempered, and highly professional. Lovable and intelligent, uncanny and human-like, robots have gradually integrated into our lives. And now the question arises, will they one day replace us? Will our human abilities be rendered useless? Japan and its incredible robots have the answer. Robots, they are simultaneously both science and fiction. We are on the verge of an era where robotic devices become a